What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to version 1. Now today's video is going to be a slightly controversial one and something I'm definitely a little bit late to the party with. As most of you guys watching this video already know, the FL5 Honda Civic Type R has officially set the fastest front-wheel drive hot hatch production car time around the Nürburgring, knocking the Trophy R off by around half a second or so. Now at the time there was a lot of controversy whether the car was standard or it was some kind of special model or something along the lines to beat the Trophy R, but with the more information that's come out recently, it's seeming to be that Honda Civic definitely wasn't standard to do those lap times. So we're going to go through all the information today, have a little chat about it and see what you guys think. Did Honda cheat their lap time? Let's find out. So as per usual, before we get into today's video, make sure you leave a like rating if you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button if you are new, and ring the bell notification to find your way back for any future content. Also, testing a new setup today, testing a new camera and these lapel mics, check 1, 2. So let me know in the comments if this looks and sounds better, because obviously I was using a GoPro before with like an external mic and stuff. So I know that was good for the action shots, but I might be using this for the beauties and stuff. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if this looks and sounds better. Now, quick disclaimer before I get into today's video, before everyone gets down in the comments,
oh, you just butthurt because it beat the Renault.
It's not that at all. I just like diving into this sort of stuff because it's very interesting to see what manufacturers will do to get their car to the #1 spot. Also, I'd love to have an FL5 Civic. I think it's one of the very, very few cars on the market at this moment in time that I'd even consider chopping the trophy in for. So with that out of the way, let's jump into it. Now, the first suspicious point is the boost pressure. Now, the FL5 Civic, typically around the Nürburgring from previous owners of people that have actually gone around the track in their own FL5s, have seen around 18 to 21 PSI on the turbo, on the boost, even in the top gears 5 and 6. Now, when Honda did their actual official lap, in 5th and 6th, their cars are actually hitting 26.5. So there's quite a difference there in boost pressure if the car was completely standard or not. Now, some people can say take temps into consideration and stuff, but cars have been previously out on a cool morning and stuff. So that's the first suspicious point, is that the car's running about 5 PSI more than the standard model. The next thing was they were weirdly covering up the center console in the car. I don't know whether that was because there was information on there they wanted to hide or what, but weird placement for the sort of like the data logger in the middle, where so you can't actually see what's going on that center. Like I say, I don't know what the interior looks like, but it just looks a bit sus with it being in the middle as opposed to it being in the corner and out the way or something like that. Now, Mishas, the absolute king of the Nürburgring, the hot lap legend, discovered that the 5th and 6th gear seem to be a completely different gear ratio and suspects there's some sort of boost by gear like in most modern cars. But 5th and 6th gear seem to be much shorter, and he described 6th gear to be kind of like an overdrive. Now, he said in the hot lap as well that the car went into 6th gear maybe 4 or 5 times, he said, and from his personal experience when he's been around there, he's only had to go into 6th once, which would definitely suggest that the car has some sort of different gear ratios, especially in 5th and 6th. So after all the heat, Honda came out with their official statement stating that the car was a Type RS, which means that it's lighter, European-only version, and it's left-hand drive, which wasn't actually declared at the time of the lap record, which again is just a little bit suspicious. Mishas' recent video, like I say, I'll leave both of these down in the description for you to check out in full. He declared basically after taking a modified FL5 round the Nürburgring, he realised that there's no way that that car was completely standard, especially, like I say, considering the one he took round was modified and he could analyse certain sections of the track and put them side by side and see the speedo differences, and especially with the rev differences as well, because 6th gear was a much higher rev, which would mean it would meet its peak miles per hour much quicker, than opposed to having like a 6th gear where it's like a cruising gear on, say, like a road car.
So, conclusion, no way that the car was stuck that did the lap time. Definitely not the gearbox. I didn't even look at the boost levels, but we can see at the speedometer if the speeds more or less match, and the boost values probably. Oh wow, the oil is a bit warm.
Also, you might notice there that he mentions the high oil temps as well. So clearly these cars suffer from slightly higher the normal oil temps when you've been on them for a while. I know the Nürburgring's obviously a very long, demanding track, but the lap record car didn't suffer from high oil temp anywhere near the one that Misha took around as well, like I say, especially a modified version. Now, I know this seems like a video bashing the FL5, and it's not that at all, because like I mentioned at the start of the video, I would absolutely have one. But the issue is why manufacturers are just kind of fabricating these lap times. It means so much to them, but yet they all seem to be dropping into EVs and dropping into this other, dropping basically all of their sport models, especially like I'm talking about Renault, not specifically Honda. They're probably Honda and Toyota are probably the only guys out there actually making decent sort of hot hatches and sporty models now. It would be better for them to just come out and say, yeah, we had to run an oil cooler because the temps were getting high, we had to run this, we had to run that, the lap time was this. Because at the end of the day, the Trophy R had carbon wheels, carbon ceramics, carbon everywhere, lightweight, stripped and all like that, super sticky tyres. And at the end of the day, it cost probably, well, it cost like 20 grand more, brand new obviously, it cost 20 grand more than the Honda Civic, and that's an impressive time for a front wheel drive car, considering it's very, very close to the actual brand new RS3 that set the current record, but it obviously doesn't count because it's four wheel drive. So to summarise, a massively impressive lap there by the Honda Civic FL5. Like I say, this isn't a video bashing the FL5, we're in this kind of like weird limbo at the moment where very few manufacturers actually care about these lap times. Then there's people that don't care, like Renault now, they don't make any more sport models and everything like that. Now the question is, did Honda do this to claim the crown before cars go fully EV and stuff like that, seeming that's the way the future is going? Because there's no one else going to be bringing out any sort of sport cars. You know, the VWs are going to be no more, Renault Sport no more. There's no sort of sporty hot hatches or anything that are going to come along in the midst and take that record anytime soon anyway. And I think with the fact that they weren't transparent with the things that potentially needed to change on the car to make this lap record, it's made it look more suspicious than it is. It's still an impressive time, and it's beaten the Trophy R at the end of the day, so the Renault Sport guys aren't going to be happy with that, and there's going to be no one to contend. So with them taking the crown, it wouldn't have really mattered if a couple of things had to be changed, but the fact they weren't transparent has made it look like they've cheated their way to the top. So what do you guys think? Do you think Honda cheated? Do you think they should have been transparent and put the stuff out there? Let me know down in the comments as per usual. Make sure you leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and ring the bell notifications by the way back for any future content. Again, let me know in the comments if this looks and sounds better, because testing, 1, 2, 3. Like and subscribe.